I've always found it fascinating how something that feels so natural to one person can feel completely foreign and weird to another. For me, that something has always been computers. I can't remember exactly when it started. I just remember what it felt like. That fun, the curiosity, the excitement that I could create something, even as a kid, just by clicking around and trying things out. Back then, it wasn't about making anything fancy. It was about discovery, figuring out how things worked, breaking things occasionally, and then fixing them again. The quiet satisfaction of, oh, I understand this now. And that curiosity never really went away. While other people might have been outside kicking a ball or drawing or coloring in, I was probably inside doodling on the computer and making stuff. I didn't think of it as a skill. It was just something that I naturally did. I could spend hours exploring menus, testing programs, trying to work out what each button did before I clicked it. Looking back, I realized I was developing a sort of comfort with technology that would shape the way I see the world later on. Not just as not as something cold or complicated, but as something creative, something that, when used right, can help people express themselves. It wasn't until my early adulthood that I began to realize not everyone felt the same way about technology. This was in the late 90s and early 2000s. I remember helping some teachers with computer tasks that to me felt almost trivial. Things like putting together PowerPoint presentations or creating CDs with take-home information for parents. Simple, right? But to those people, it wasn't simple at all. I can still remember their faces, that mix of relief and appreciation. They'd say things like, oh, thank goodness you're here. I had no idea where to start. And I'd think, really? This? This is like nothing for me. Not even a piece of cake. It's that simple. That was such a light bulb moment for me, realizing that something that came naturally to me could genuinely make a difference for someone else. It wasn't just about pressing buttons or knowing where the settings were. It was about helping someone feel capable, helping them get something off their plate so they could focus on what they were good at. And that sense of being able to bridge the gap, that feeling of usefulness, that really stuck with me. As I moved into working with business owners, that pattern kept showing up. I'd meet people who were brilliant at what they did, coaches, consultants, small business owners, people with such heart and talent, but they were often completely overwhelmed by the tech side of things. They'd say things like, I know my business needs a website, but I don't even know where to start. Or I tried to update it once and everything broke. And I completely understood that feeling. Because if something doesn't come naturally, it can feel like a different language. And when you're already wearing all the hats in your business, the last thing you need is another thing that feels hard. I think that's what drives me the most, knowing that it doesn't have to feel that way. I started to see that what I had wasn't just a personal talent, it was a bridge between creativity and technology, between clarity and confusion. I could take something that felt stressful or complicated to someone else and make it simple, even enjoyable. And that's when it clicked. This isn't just about websites or code, it's about connection. It's about helping people show up confidently in their work and online. Because a website isn't just a digital brochure, it's your professional home, the place where people first meet you and where they start to trust you. And if it doesn't feel like you, it's not doing its job. What really matters to me is helping people see that technology doesn't have to be this intimidating, impersonal thing. It can be expressive. It can be personal. It can reflect who you are and what you care about. When I work with clients, I don't just build websites. I help them create something that feels aligned, something they're proud to share. And I think that's so important, especially for small and solo business owners, because your website isn't just about how people find you, it's often how they feel you out before they meet you. When that presence feels calm, clear, and genuine, it sets the tone for the kind of clients you attract. It tells people, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. We all have different strengths. For some people, it's connecting deeply with clients. For others, it's being creative or running a business that changes lives. For me, it's technology. It's making sense of the digital world in a way that feels human. I know tech can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. You don't need to be born with it the way I was. You just need someone to guide you through it. Calmly, patiently, and clearly. That's why I do what I do. Because when you have the right tools and a website that truly feels like you, it changes how you show up. It gives you confidence, credibility, and a sense of ease. And if I can help a few business owners feel that way, then I know I'm doing what I'm meant to do.